Hi everyone, welcome to the Fall 2020 virtual swing dance lessons. I'm Taylor.
I'm Chris.
And we'll be sort of part of your instructors this semester. So the two of us, along with Ann Sikesh, will be running the lessons this semester. And we hope to, Chris and I plan to give, I think, around 4 lessons. And the same for Ann, so hopefully we'll give you some instruction that you can use while we can't have our in-person meetings.
And as you can see, we're going to be doing lessons for partner dance.
Yeah.
And Anne will be giving you some lessons for solo dance.
Yeah, and even if you don't have a partner, it's okay to watch what we're doing. Hopefully we'll be able to give some tips of things you can practice on your own, even for our moves. Or you can at least practice the things you're doing by yourself. If you don't have a partner you can dance with. But anyways, hopefully this will at least give you some I guess, inspiration to do some dancing and dance practice.
Yeah, and we're starting from a level that we assume that you have some dance experience, so maybe you've taken the beginner's class either here with our Swing Society or somewhere else.
Yeah, so we're going to do some probably beginner to intermediate type moves. And today we're going to do a style or a move that we know as skater pose. I'm not sure what the actual name of it is. This is what we were taught it as. And so the basic motion we're going to try to do today, we'll demonstrate it first and then we'll try to instruct it. So,
well, we're going to walk that way, right? So
sure.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. Let's do it one more time. Let's do it one more time. You saw the gist of it. We'll make sure we don't get too far away from the feet.
So this connection here, which is looks awkward, I'm sure, it feels a little awkward, is the skater pose connection. And we're going to show you how to get into that from open position. And then we're going to show how to do the sort of in and out motion. And then how to get out of it.
Yeah.
After that. Okay.
So let's start with just practicing how you would naturally get into this. So
that's right.
Let's start by.
And so the basic motion here is going to be with a cross hand hold. So it's going to be the leads right hand to the follows right hand. And what we want to do first is we want to practice what it would feel like just to do a regular right side pass. Because this motion is going to be starting with almost a right side pass motion, where your partner's coming behind you like this. And it's key in this motion to keep your arms relaxed after the initial stretch, right? So what we're going to practice doing is just having your hands, partner's hand hold.
So everybody's relaxed.
Yeah,
there
relaxed
should be
here.
completely relaxed. Start a little bit closer.
Yeah, start a little closer. Hands are low in this case. And I want you to try to lead my follow with a round rock step. So I don't want to lead them straight back. I want you to try to give them some motion. So I do that by turning my body. So I'm turning my...
And you're also not stepping. You're just
That's right.
Instead of stepping straight back, you can see how his foot is angled. It makes both of our feet kind of almost make a T together.
Right. So we're on this line. And so I'm leading a slightly round rock step, so it makes it easier for my follow to turn into the eventual skater pose.
So let's just maybe do 3 of those. Just put 3 of the round rock steps. 6, 7, 8.
It's like rock, step. And so after I'm doing the rock step, I'm immediately dropping the tension in my arm, so it's relaxing. So it's going to be
how do I know when to stop?
Relax.
Yeah, we're stretching, and you can see we're not going to our max stretch, which would be this.
Max stretch will be very far.
And that makes the rock, kind of, I can't really do a good round, because where I want to get all my distance is actually the rotation. So I'm not trying to get way far away, I'm just trying to rotate. And I'm rotating because I typically will do whatever my partner is doing. So in this case, I'm not staring at his feet to know this. What's happening is when he drops his shoulder back, it pushes his arm. He's not pushing. You're not pushing with your arm. He's just rotating.
That's right. And our hands stay in roughly the same spot. So I'm not pushing back. My hand's not going way out. Basically, our hands are in this place, and we're sort of stretching away from them. But as I'm doing that, I'm turning my body. So our hands are kind of staying roughly the same spot, and I'm turning away.
Okay. So let's maybe try to follow this. What would happen if you follow it through?
Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Okay.
So his hand will come over my head because I'm going to be turning. So if I've wound up this way, I'm naturally going to be after my rock. I'm going to be rotating this way, and then if he didn't bring his arm up, I would just end up here, which is not what we want for this move. That's a move, but
yeah. So here, your arm is to come up, and so it doesn't go too high. So you can think about it like you're doing almost a right side pass, like you normally would. Your hand would come in front of the follow's face. So here it's still coming sort of in front of the follow's face, but you need to have your elbow up above. So that instead of having my elbow right there to hit her in the face.
And I'm naturally going to move so you can see it's already swept across my body. So I'm naturally going to keep it across my body and just rotate to come out of it.
Right. And so some key points here is that I'm not pulling with this arm to do this. There's no pull there. as soon as we do the rock,
We have a
it's
stretch,
relaxed.
and then that stretch is what's carrying me that way.
It gives my follow momentum, and this arm can be loose, and I'm just making sure it gets out of their way without going too high. And so this arm is basically doing very little directing other than going rock, step up, and then down.
Relaxed, yeah, the whole time.
And let's show it from the front, or let's show it from behind me so you can see my hands doing. So the first thing to notice is that I have to get off the line so my follow can go straight past me. So I go way off the line to the left, and then I have to get all the way back to the other side of my follow on the right. So I'm doing a lot of horizontal motion here. 5, 6, 7. So I go get off the line, and then back over in this case.
So we'll do that one more time. Let me just check, make sure we're in a good spot. Okay, let's keep going.
All right. So we'll show it again.
And then we'll
Just
switch out
the
where
second.
you
Okay.
are. 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3,
Triple
4,
step,
5,
triple
6.
step, and then follows. You may or may not see the hand at this point. It's okay if you don't.
Front hand.
This hand. This one we've never let go. So let's
Yeah.
do it from this angle.
5,
5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. And so,
So you may ask, like, how I know to not just stay right behind him. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and
So
then
I could-
it's all here. But what's happening is he's actually at this point when he goes down, you do bring it behind
Yeah.
your back.
if I leave this hand way to my right side, it will just go straight
I'll just
back.
stay right here.
But instead what I'm doing is that when I bring my hand down, I'm bringing it behind my back like this.
Yeah. So let's.
So that it goes to my partner's side. So
And
we-
that'll move me. So let's do it over here so they can watch that. And that you'll see that's how I don't move around because I don't move around until he asks me to.
5, 6, 7.
So I do my turn actually right in place, and then I
And
see,
then-
oh,
and then
he wants me to
push to the
come
side.
over. So in the second triple step, I start to scoot to the side. So the first triple step is my turn, coming forward and turning, and then by then I realize, oh, he wants me to come over, you know. And then I'll come back and do a rock step. But it's that movement of his hand that happens in the second triple step.
Yeah. And as a lead, what I'm doing is my rock step. So I'm going a little bit forward and then over.
Let's
to the
watch it
back
one more
of the
time,
shin.
yeah, so they can see that.
Maybe from the side, we can do it from the side so
Sure.
you can see my motion forward and back. 5, 6, 7, 8. Rock step, triple
Forward
step,
and back.
triple step.
So he's going forward and back because he's what that does is that's nice for me because otherwise if he doesn't go forward, that means I have to walk all the way around him and then all the way to the side. But if he scoots forward a little bit when I do this, now he's assisting me, so I don't have to go. So I can just go do small, right? We want to keep everything small and efficient.
That's
so
right.
he's scooting forward a little bit, so the follow doesn't have as much area to cover to get behind him.
Yeah. As you can see, this is a 6-count move, so it's going to be with a rock step, triple step motion. And when we finish, what we want to be in the position is, so let's do it from this angle, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. And so what we're finishing is we've gathered to get ourselves together, and you can see we're sort of tilted in.
I'll
in
naturally,
this
yeah,
V.
yeah.
This hand is key to have. We never let go of this hand, the hand behind you. The hand in front, I place in front of my follow and hope that they see it to get it.
And usually at this point, if you don't catch it immediately, I'll naturally be turning in, and so I'll see the hand. And then if it's open, you know, that's an invitation to
That's
grab.
right. If you miss this right away, it's okay. Eventually, hopefully they'll get it. It's not key in doing the first part after it. Hopefully they'll get it. So from this stage here, what we do is we both do a rock step to start the next 6 count. It's going to be rock, step. So basically we're going, we're in this V position here.
And then we're
And
going
we
to
rock
inside
step.
feet.
Yeah, the inside feet are going to now rock step with a normal rock
And
step
watch
foot.
what that does to our outside shoulders. Brings them
Rock
closer,
step,
and then we come
triple
through,
step. Yeah.
and it pulls them out. So now what you're going to start to see is a lot of shoulder in, shoulder out, and that's basically a result of what's happening in this hip.
So maybe let's back up just a little bit.
So as we go back for the rock step,
6, 7,
rock step, triple step, triple step. You can do this as many times as you want.
That's right. And if you were taught this sort of hinge motion, it's very similar in this case. Let's do it from behind so they can see. So let's do it from the start.
What do you
Here,
this
right?
side, right? Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 and 6 in this case. Okay. And so you can see that once we get in this motion, once we get locked into position here, I'm now trying to land myself so we can now do a rock step together. If I'm too far ahead,
That's why you back up. You come
Yeah, I'll try to
forward
come
and then
back
back up. Yeah.
well, we try to make sure we rock step together in about the same location. So now we have about the same amount of propulsion forward. So it'd be
And so
rock step.
this is another key for leads. This is a time where if you're taking a really big rock step, it's going to be hard for the follows to.
Yeah.
because we're so kind of pretzeled in here. If you're taking, this is where really be cognizant of taking a smaller
Okay, so if I
rock
do big
step.
rock step,
Ah! I feel off balance, so just taking a small one helps.
But I want to get them some motion to propel forward, so we can do like a rock step. And in this motion, when we're doing this first rock step, maybe it's easier to show from the front. We're doing the first rock step, okay? There's very little, if any, pressure or lead in this hand at all. This hand is just there to touch.
Yeah.
Right? In this case, what's happening when I turn our bodies, we're feeling some tightening of the connection in our back hands.
Yeah, because these shoulders are rotating away from each other, so this stretch is
So there's a little bit of stretch there, and then we come forward. Now there's a little bit of stretch here.
Yep.
Okay, so both of our hands in the middle between us. There's a little bit of stretch there.
But nobody's pushing. It's just natural.
There's no pushing and pulling. It's just because we're going in and then out.
So you're only going as far. So like it's going to depend on your own flexibility. You know, I can rotate my body pretty far and keep this in the middle, but we're not pulling it to one side or the other.
Yeah.
You know, but if you just do a little one, if you just go in, out, in, that's fine. You don't have to do this huge.
Yeah.
It's really what's being led. You know, you can do this whole thing kind of daintily.
That's right. So let's start from this position, which is the skater hold position. So my right hand and her right hand, the ball's right hand, are behind ourselves, and our front hands are here. Our back connection, you can see, is just like this connection. It's like sort of like a handshake connection. Our front hand's also like a handshake connection.
And we're not like holding.
Yeah.
I'm not holding onto him with these hands. We're just touching, like flat
touching,
hands, like a high five.
So I would say on our hands here, like the part of my palm there is touching the part of her palm there. Our fingers are not clenched or engaged.
Yeah.
And that's what's giving us the flapping to give us the connection. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Rock, step, triple step, triple step. And so there's very little lead in this. It's mainly leads coming from the body, and there's a little bit of connection happening.
The hands are almost there just to keep us from not just
going too far away.
Not going too far apart from each other. Really, this is mainly led by your footwork going forward and backwards. This just turns your whole body, right, every time you do it. So.
So let's illustrate how we want to get out of this, and then we're going to teach it again.
Well, you got to get to the second part first.
Which second part?
Well, there's 2 parts to get out of it. But that's okay. We'll get there. Yeah.
So let's illustrate a couple times how we're going to get out of it, and then we'll try to teach that motion. So we'll do it from a couple angles. 5, 6, 7, 8. Rock, step, triple step, triple step. Rock, step, triple step, triple step.
So that's the next part. And there's
the back to open position. Let's do it going
There's
forward.
kind of 3 parts to this.
We'll do it going forward and then from the side. 5, 6, 7. Rock, step, triple step, triple step. Rock, step, triple step, triple step, triple. Open, rock, step, triple step, triple step. Open again. Okay. Let's do it from the side so you can see it. 5, 6, 7. Triple step, triple step. Rock, step. We'll do it right away. Open, rock, step, triple step, triple step.
So just a lot of there's one hand hold that lets go. Let's do that first. That's very simple.
Yeah.
So if we're in this position here.
So our skater roll position. And so we're going to rock, step, triple step, triple step. And I let go of this hand, right?
But we're out, so it doesn't change anything. I'm like, oh, we've let go of hands. But on this next one,
then we're going to naturally rotate to this open position here.
And that's why we have our hand connection, because as we said, this is the only thing that kind of keeps us from either pulling way far away from each other or fully rotating. And now that he's let go of this hand, so when he goes rock, step, we both are going to naturally close, right?
Right.
So we're both now going to go our max on the rotation in. And for him, it's just rotating this way. For me, I'm going to open up this way.
Yeah. So we started off both pointing down this line, and we're going to end up
pointing down the opposite line.
So we're like side by side down the line in this case. Okay.
So we'll try that from one other angle? Maybe from
the reverse angle first?
I think so, yeah.
5, 6, 7. Rock, 2, triple step, triple. Let go. Okay. So the basic motion there is that you're going to let go with this right hand, and that's going to let your follow continue to rotate around. Let go. And when I'm letting go, I'm giving now a slightly stronger connection, because this is the only place we're touching in this front hand, to give them a slight indication that I want them to open to kind of circle around a little bit, but it's not pulling.
And he doesn't have to do much in this case, because think about it. I've just gone in, well, even without anything, I've just gone in, out. Guess what the next thing is for me to do?
Is to go back around,
In, except this time I get to go all the way around.
And since I'm not stopping that right arm, she'll continue to open up in this case.
So there's really no work done. There's really no indication besides him letting go of my hand. At that point, I'm going to go as far as I can, on my turn unless I'm asked something else, which I'm not. So.
And so when I do this, I let go, and I get this hand ready to go on their back.
And that's what lets me know he doesn't want me to keep rotating around, right? He's kind of said, like, look, we're both in this direction now.
So my hand has touched them, letting them know something's going to change. And instead of doing just this in and out triple step, we're now going to rock step, both of us rock step again with our normal feet. So it'll be rock step, triple step, triple steps.
Let's just show that part, getting to the hand on the back.
Okay, sure.
Let's go in and out.
2 angles.
Yeah, so 5, 6, I think we need to go forward. 5, 6, 7,
rock, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, rock, step.
So it's almost like when there's a direction change, like when we do the 180, that's also like indication that it's time for another rock step.
Another rock step.
Because really, you could go in and out, in and out, in and out, like as many times as you want, and then we're doing it once or twice, but you could do it. Just the key is that you have to do it on a certain one, whether it's in or out, right? So which one is it for you?
That's right. So in this case, we're on the rock step part. I'm letting go here at the rock
and then
step.
We're out, and then we're
So basically, we're coming together on the rock step. So we do.
So we're facing
rock
each other.
Step. I let go.
Facing
we do
away.
one triple step out, and then the next triple step back in is together in this case. And you can let go at any time as long as you let go before they're getting ready to rotate. But I like to let go a little bit early so know something's going to change. And then once that we're in this position here, it's basically almost like it's like a tuck motion. So it's going to be an out.
That's that first rock step, and then triple step,
and then back out
triple
again.
Step. So how do I know this? So this is a lot of this is coming from what's going on in the back. So let's do it from this angle.
From the back, in this case, our hand was here on the back. So I'm going to help guide the rock steps. It's going to be rock step.
All I feel on that one is that all I know is that he's just rotating his hand with my back, and there's a clear connection, but he's not pushing me.
Yeah.
So it's just right at this point. I'm just like, oh, his hand's on my back. He agrees with what I'm doing, and then naturally, because we're still connected here, and there's a little bit of stretch in this other hand, I'm not going to keep rotating. After my first triple step, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going back. Triple step. And then, now I feel, okay, again, I should come back and go triple step.
Yeah, so let's do the count again.
Hang on.
So here we're doing this rock step, triple step, triple step.
And
so
the key here is that he lets go. We have to also let go of this hand. So at some point he's got to let go of this hand as well. So let's see when that happens.
Yeah, it's a 6 count exit.
Thanks, babe.
So it's a 6 count exit. So we do rock step, triple step, triple step. And so I've let go of that hand after that first rock step.
So let's try it from this side. Okay. So
5, 6, 7. Rock step,
triple step,
let go,
triple step, rock step.
So that's the sort of exit we want to try to do in this case. Let's show the whole move, and then maybe we'll see if we can feel anything we might want to break down further.
Should we do it to music, or you think just do it?
We'll do the to music in a second. 5, 6, 7. Triple step, rock step, triple step, triple step, triple step, triple step, rock step, triple step, triple step. Okay. And so when we're in this motion and we're doing this, and I'm getting ready to reverse the direction, I'm exaggerating, putting my hand up like this, just so you can see it. So we'll dance to a song in a minute. You can kind of see that it's more, the actual motion is more subtle than that.
Yeah, should we?
Yeah, so we also want to show, we're going to dance to a song in a minute, and when we dance the song, we're going to show some other variations of this. And if you want to learn some of those variations, if this wasn't challenging enough for you, then you can come to our office hour this week.
Or also if you need practice with what we went over today. So, either one, we're there for you to help you through to walk you through different components that we talked about today, or to learn some of these more dynamic variations that you can build on it once you feel comfortable with it.
Yeah, and if you want to practice something like this on your own, what I was just doing is having a line in front of you and practice this motion of the lead, where you would go, if you're a lead, for example, if you're a follower, it's much more hard, difficult to practice by yourself. But you could do the motion where you come out and then around, so you can practice all this motion by yourself. And because the connection you're doing here is not super strong on the hands, so it's probably better to be gentle anyways. But you could certainly imagine this line where your follow is going to be on, and try to go out from the line so you're off, then back across the line, and then practice this in-out motion. So I feel like I could practice that by myself. If you're a follow, I think it's much more difficult.
Okay, let's try the music.
So we're going to do a couple of variations of this, and then we'll talk to you next time. Okay, thank you. Talk to you next time.